Yeah.
We are live.
That's how
I think.
roll.
We always go live and we're always like looking at the bottom right of the screen because
It's because we're watching it go live.
we're trying to. Hey, okay, cool. It's a thing. Thank you. We have thumbs up all around the room.
I love how
Good
when we
morning.
go live, we lose a bunch of people.
That's because they go, oh, and then turn it off. Yeah. The gradient lures them in. It looks peaceful. They're like, oh, the tabletop rambles. What's this? And then they look at us and then they run for some reason. And then they don't look back when they're running. It's a segue to later. We're dragging already. It's the Rambles. Good morning, everybody. Good morning,
Hello.
David. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. It's Friday, thank God.
It is a Friday.
Soon I can return to my cave for the weekend.
I wonder how many times we're going to say it's Friday on a show that only happens on Fridays.
We record this on Sundays. What are you talking about?
This is coming to you live 2 days ago.
I'm going to early end.
Boy, I sure hope the Queen gets better. It's
Because should be awake on Monday. Just draw some blood.
Oh no, where'd the logo go? Hold on. There it is. There's the
Hey.
logo. I clicked the thing. I need to stop messing with that.
You're bad at this.
I know, and yet I keep getting away with it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Rambles. We have some topics today, but it's a light topic show because we're here to talk to you about stuff. That's the one main topic I have. But before we get into that,
and things.
I'm also hitting
Carl,
the table.
I'm working on things.
It's Coral. Get in the house, Coral. That's a relevant joke. Definitely not 10 years old. Oh God, that is 10 years
Season
old.
3 was 8 years old.
Yeah.
9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't think about that too much.
I just watched it the other day, actually.
Which one?
Season 3.
Oh, season 3. That's after the farm, right?
That's prison.
The prison. Yeah, the farm scene. That's not a good one.
Yeah.
The long time.
Prison is when they decided, let's, wipe out a bunch of characters for no reason.
We're talking about Gilmore Girls. That's what the series we're talking about right now. Season 3 was when they wiped out all the characters. I was pretty impressed.
I also watch a lot of Gilmore Girls during the week, so yes, relevant.
I'm not going to say I know a lot about Gilmore Girls, but I know way too much about Gilmore
Caught
Girls.
up on my She-Hulk this week.
She-Hulk? You want to talk
Let
about
me
She-Hulk?
tell you about Thor. No, we're not going to. Not going to do this third week in a row. It's not
So
happening.
you watched this week's She-Hulk.
I did.
So you've seen that they've introduced the worst villain in the MCU entirely.
Was it
Josh.
Oh, that guy.
That
Yeah.
guy.
Is he actually?
The worst villain. I don't care. I don't know who he is now. He's
kinda
worse than
cool.
Kang.
I mean, Porcupine seemed worse.
Porcupine didn't
Or
trick
or the
She-Hulk.
Matador dude.
He didn't trick Jen and then take her blood and do
I-
something evil with it. I don't know.
And he didn't get her blood.
Hey, dude.
Your skin was too hard.
He texted the little thing. That's why.
Oh, you mean Josh,
Yeah.
the guy who sleeps with?
Yeah.
I don't think it was the blood he got.
Well, he had a little syringe thing. This is it's 11 o'clock. We can't. It's it's blood.
Watch
But the
episode.
point is I now hate him more than I've hated any other MCU villain
When
in
you said Josh,
existence.
when you said Josh, I thought you meant the Earth guy who tried to attack her in the street.
Oh no, that guy was pretty funny. That all was great. I liked all of that. I think I either went to school with Porcupine or he went to the school I went to. But a bunch of my friends that went to CSU were talking about good job to that guy. So I think maybe did he go to our school? I don't know. Maybe I know this person. Maybe we can get Porcupine on the show. That would be cool.
Producer Becca.
Yeah.
Did you go to school with a porcupine?
Yeah, can you get a Porcupine on this show for next Friday? Well, that's you hear it here first. We'll have the MCU's Porcupine on this show. Make that statement.
So the question today, because I'm actually going to get back on topics.
All right.
Is what game are we looking forward to playing? And John's looking forward to playing A Song of Ice and Fire
Yeah.
after the swap meet.
After the swap meet.
Oh, did I jump the lines?
Well,
So-
we got all kinds of stuff.
So what games are you looking forward to playing this weekend? Me, none.
Do you get to play Counter-Strike?
I like
counts as a game.
I like back like this. No, I chase a toddler around.
It's his own game.
Yeah, he'll go play football in the morning. Then I'll watch football. Then I'll play some Counter Strike. That's pretty much today. I think we're going to go to the fair.
Oh yeah,
Fair would be good.
that's good. That's a good thing. It's a very normal
That's
thing
like
to do.
what humans do,
Yeah,
right?
it's weird. I'm gonna be in a basement painting miniatures the whole weekend. So drag it back to
like,
her
like a gremlin.
like a gremlin. That's kind of how I live my life. No, I games this weekend. I actually am legitimately. This is not because they're in front of us. Don't Look Back is one of the games I'm going to play this weekend because I'm pretty excited about it.
Not because we just received it into Bridge and Gigabytes.
No, not at all. And I definitely didn't paint up a whole bunch of the miniatures
Available
already.
for distribution at Bridge or available for sale at Gigabytes and in a nifty VHS box.
Isn't that cool?
I actually
This
love
is
it.
so cool.
I actually love it. Now the weird Mr. Bean face on this lady.
Why has she got?
It's like Mr. Bean.
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, 5 o'clock
Go on
shadow.
there.
And like that Mr. Bean, vacant stare.
Yeah.
And then this guy who's like 80s Albert Wesker. And this guy who's just literally the Sepultura like Roots song claymation monster.
Yeah.
And this person.
Well, this is great because you can't see any
This
of
one,
this.
this one when I look at it,
Just imagine.
like because of the line, it's like he's going no, which works because it's a police officer, and this guy
a
seems
park
really
ranger.
excited that he's got a shotgun. So, yes, don't look back in anger.
Don't look back. It's a really cool. So let's talk about it for a second. Since we're already in here, we can go into the stuff because it's the game I want to play this weekend.
It's the game you want
and
to play
it's also
this
in front of us. It's Don't Look Back. It's a game. It is a AI. The killer is AI, and what's really cool about this is in the package. This box is my beat up version, so please, your version will look better than mine. You come with all the characters that it has in there. They're your traditional horror movie stuff. You've got the cheerleader, the nerd, the jock, guy with shotgun. I guess they had to have a guy with shotgun.
Can I just say the nerd has a massive set of abs. So it's like the nerd that's a nerd, like what's that Freddie Prinze Jr. movie? She's All That.
Yeah.
It's a She's All That nerd.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no,
So, you know,
she's so ugly with her hair in a ponytail
not like
and glasses.
not like Night of the Creeps, like friend nerd who has the crutches and then gets killed by slugs, but like actually the main nerd from that who was actually a strong, handsome guy.
Yeah. I always like when they're like, and here's your nerd played by Chris Pine. It's like, what? No. Danny DeVito or bust. That's the
My
nerd we
favorite is
want.
this. Glasses off. Oh, God, she's beautiful.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. You gotta take the hair down.
I
When
find
it's
that
not in a
very
ponytail.
offensive, to be honest. I mean, my glasses are Burberry. I mean, I have designer glasses. Like, they make me ugly.
Well, back in the day. Back in the
Glasses make me
early 2000s, yeah. It was all
Maybe.
low-rise jeans and Uggs, I think. That's what I was wearing.
Oh, I was in
That's-
college. I used to wear I actually used to wear flared jeans. They were flares.
Do you have pictures of that?
I burned them off.
Next week. We're
I
gonna
actually
find-
do. You can probably go to my
We're
Facebook.
gonna find
I got
some of
flared
those.
jeans. Yeah, I got like a.
Yeah,
2002
so-
wasn't kind to me. I used to have a center part. My hair used to be down to here. I used to have a center part.
Yeah,
I looked like one of the Backstreet Boys. One of the ones that couldn't sing.
I was like, that's giving yourself some generosity there. I also tried to look cool.
I looked like Mark Wahlberg in the night. Sorry about that.
Confused.
Only not fit.
Constantly
Not,
confused.
not built. What?
Oh, just
No.
the Mark Wahlberg School of Acting. Oh.
What is happening?
The grass. It's a happening.
You trying to rob me? What?
No one is commenting,
Which,
or the comments
which by
aren't
the way,
showing up.
is the most like guilty sounding. Are you trying to rob me? No.
No.
Pockets everything. Anyway, back to this game you want to play.
Yeah, so the way this game works is you can play. It has a solo component, but it's probably a lot more fun with friends. I don't know yet because I got to find some friends. But you pick out your general trope characters. What's cool, the serial killer miniature guy comes with a ton of different parts. So you can make him look like your Jason or your Freddy.
I was going to
or
say, is it just a dude with a
Leatherface.
sack on his head?
That's just one of the options that I thought was the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
sackhead
as you can
guy.
see here, he's got a machete. You can have an axe. There's a hammer. You can have him.
Looks like a Chiquita
It
banana.
does look like he's got a hot dog kind of. He's-
Chiquita banana.
I think he has a severed head that you can put in his hands as well. So it's kind of cool. You get to build your own character and then have them chase the people around. And it looks fun. It's played on like a 3x3 board. We have some fantastic scenery that looks really good on the board. Oh, there it is.
What's that video
Also
game?
available at Gigabytes.
It's like Dead by Daylight? What's that video game?
Death
you
by
play?
Daylight is one of the ones.
Where like you're chased by the
Yeah.
killer? Yeah.
Yeah, it has super vibes on that.
I liked
really,
Until Dawn. Until Dawn, the one where they had like the actual real actors.
Oh
It was one
yeah,
of the first PS4 games. You had Hayden Panera Bread.
Hayden
It was Hayden.
Christensen's-
No, it's Hayden.
Yeah, I know.
Hayden Panera Bread.
Hayden
Penitentiary.
Yep. Hayden Penitentiary.
I don't know. And just,
So when you're playing
and
Don't
the bad
Look
guy
Back.
from James Bond.
The monster scenery kits, by the way, if you're looking at the pictures and you're like, that looks really cool, pick up one of these and use it in the game, and it makes it a lot better than using like the little things that represent trees to actually have trees and stuff to run around in.
Or
That state.
go for a weekend camping trip in the woods, get someone to be a serial killer, and live it in the real. Oh, wait, don't live in the
That's LARPing, I think. Or murder, or both.
Or both.
Live your dreams, Coke.
Why can't it be both? Anyway, looks super cool. How much is it?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't touch
I
the
think it's
computer
$49.99.
when it's doing this, or
I
it'll
think
break.
I think it's $49.99.
Oh,
Don't
well, that's
quote me.
really reasonable.
Go to the gigabytesonline.com site and you can buy it.
Yes, yeah, that's
Or
really
just
reasonable
got
because it's got a lot of cool stuff. Plus, I mean, just the
No.
fact
I'm
that
gonna put it down, and it was the only thing hiding my gut. So enjoy. Thank you. VHS tape. Be kind. Rewind.
I really do like that VHS tape. Is Gigabytes gonna? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Are we gonna get any more of the other Black Site stuff?
Oh, they have other stuff.
Oh, they have expansion packs and all kinds of things.
So in the wonders of modern distribution fulfillment, we actually consolidated this from Gigabytes or for Bridge to distribute it by buying it from another distribution company who sent it to us so that we could distribute it to people. And so people buy it off us, they pay us, and then we pay them, and then they pay the publisher. Because isn't logistics fun?
Yeah, what? I'm glad you figured that out.
I don't know. I just really liked it, and I wanted to carry it, so I bought it.
Yeah. Well, wait to get them from Gigabytes, but they have other expansions that are pretty
okay,
good,
I'll
so
check it out.
We should check them out.
I should check it out.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to playing this weekend.
Cool.
I don't know if we have any comments. Once again, I can't.
Emily says morning. Morning.
Good morning. Oh, there it is. Morning.
Morning. She's in morning.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. In morning, she has to watch the show.
I understand completely. And I'm on it.
What's next?
Well, let's talk about. Do you want to talk about the products? You want to talk about the stuff?
Oh,
yeah.
whichever you want.
Let's get the. Well, I don't know if you wanted to move the products out of the way.
I'm going
If
to
you want to have a
way.
fence. So this is just some more stuff that you'll be seeing at Gigabytes/Bridge. If you're on the Bridge side, it's great stuff to have in stock, and you can get that off the site right now. Koi
If
Garden.
you are a store or a person that loves
You are a
koi
store.
fish, yeah, a store that loves koi fish and may possibly have a koi fish pond coming soon.
Level up your game selection.
Hey, yeah, I will not believe Andrew till I see a koi fish pond in his store. He promised me years ago, or a year ago, I don't know. But anyway,
Let's see it. I want to know. It's going to be a koi fish pond with this floating.
this is another one of those games that comes from a distributor to a retail store to customers. Weird. Koi Garden. We actually already carried this at Gigabytes because we did the Kickstarter for it.
Oh.
So the ones at Gigabytes actually have stretch goals or some extra thingy. But
We
I
should
actually
grab
thought it was
those.
so cool. I carried it for Bridge, so it's available.
It is a
for
really
Bridge
cool looking
distribution.
game. Our producers actually played it.
I do own a
We don't actually have.
Oh,
a
we
producer-
went to speak.
Sorry, no, I have the...
Cut to an empty chair in a corner for 3 seconds. Cut back.
Can we just get a skeleton?
Yeah.
No, I have the because I got it off from Gigabyte, so I have the Kickstarter version.
Yeah. See, so Gigabytes has a Kickstarter version, or if you're a retail store that wants to carry it, Bridge has this regular version. It's pretty neat. But so
Yes.
do you. I do.
It's cool. It's got a lot of stuff in there.
It's pretty. I actually like. Again, I went through and I was like, I think these games are cool and they fit the aesthetic of what I want to do, which is like smaller card games.
It's interesting that you put Koi Garden on top of the serial killer game, and you're like, the aesthetic of what I want to do
Yeah.
is apparently drown people in a koi
Koi
garden.
fish and serial killing.
Well, or
So you've been eaten
so
by
you've been
the
eaten.
koi fish. No one would ever expect you're a serial killer.
The little koi fish head on his head.
There you go.
That was some good Minecraft ASMR
Terrifying.
there.
Have you ever been chased by koi fish?
No.
I was on
I don't
vacation.
get
I was on
into that.
vacation once in Mexico, and they had like this big koi fish pond, and like as you walk around it, you just get chased by masses.
Oh,
of
I
koi
thought you
fish.
meant like you got in the water and there was
No,
like,
have you ever been chased by a koi fish?
No.
Like you're just walking down the street, and the koi fish is like.
peers around the corner, flips a knife, starts running at you. That's what I was concerned, because if you're being chased by something aquatic, usually if you just get out of the thing, you're probably fine.
Excuse me, sir. Have you not seen Cabin in the Woods?
No, yes.
Yes.
Also Jaws.
Yeah, but the
got a
merman.
boat.
Was it a merman?
The merman's dragging himself
Yeah.
along the floor.
Yeah. He wasn't
That
in
was-
water. It killed him. He wasn't in water.
That was one of the best setup and callbacks for that joke, was the
Got it.
guy going, ah, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's the one. Ah,
So
good.
you've been eaten.
That's Cabin in the Woods 3 times in a row on this show, by the way.
I love Cabin in the Woods.
It's really
one of my
good. And it's
favorite
it's
movies.
spooky time.
It's
So
all
we're
my
probably
favorite.
going to talk about spooky movies and stuff, too.
Or being eaten.
Or
That's
being
kinda-
eaten.
That's kind of spooky.
It is spooky.
There's another game, actually, we did a Kickstarter Gigabyte, so we have the Kickstarter version, which is like this much bigger. You can tell by my measurements, hands. And I think the Gigabytes version is $50 because it has all the stretch goals. But this is the retail version. This is $29.99. And again, bought from a distributor to distributor retail store person.
Yes.
So, but I thought it
So-
was cool.
I put this up because A, it looks neat. It looks like an
neat.
interesting game. And B, it has a 0-player mode. Which we're still trying to figure out what that means.
It's apparently a hibernating beast against a robot miner. So you just...
So if you've played this game and you know what the 0-player mode is it just... Because to me, the 0-player mode is what is going on right now. Which is, we have... Ta-da!
Ta-da!
So what does that mean? So if you've played this game, I'm genuinely interested. How do you do that? We haven't obviously had time to open it
You
up
just
yet.
move to pieces. If you just want to move to pieces, I'm just mining.
I think that's just playing with toys.
Yeah.
Which sounds cool.
So, like, apparently you happen to you are mining for crystals inside gigantic space beasts, and you have to achieve your objective, meet your quota, and then get out before the beast digests you. So that's the game.
Yes.
And if you die,
But you also don't have to play it.
yeah,
So-
and you also don't have to pay. Yeah.
You could just win or lose.
Oh, and also you could survive long enough to exit the beast from the other end and the one you entered alive, and yet forever changed.
Yeah, I can imagine that's probably not the way you want to go.
So maybe that's just like the beast just doesn't wake up, and you just the thing just moves down through.
So you just set it up and then watch it
Just
and
let-
then
just let it
tilt
go.
the board slightly and it rolls out the other side.
Yeah.
I still feel like that's one player though.
All I can say is
Okay.
when you play 0 players, in that case, the game has fiber.
That's true. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Ah! It just took a picture.
What did it just... Nope, it's still on.
It did cut out and then click back on.
Oh, weird.
Oh, we're back.
Well, we're back. We didn't know that we were left, and now we're back.
That was extra.
That was bizarre. Alex says there will be a kiddie pool at Giga as a display for the Koi Garden. Of course, yes. I think we just get a kiddie pool and put that game in it.
Yeah.
That sounds like about right.
A little plastic clownfish.
Oh yeah. What about, you remember when you had the magnets and you had to lower it into the little thing and the fish had the little magnet in their mouth?
Remember, I have that game at home.
That's just you and like half of whiskey, and then that game is that like the evening.
Yeah.
Little okay. We should do that.
15th anniversary is coming up.
That's it. It's that and bobbing for apples.
next
The
week.
world's grossest
Oh
game.
my god, 15th anniversary is next week.
It is. We got some stuff to talk about like that.
Look at that segue.
So yeah, it was a fantastic
I am
segue.
going to start giving tours around like the port of Seattle or something like that.
Because you do so good at segues.
Yeah.
You gotta lean a little slightly forward.
It's the one thing I always remember when going to Seattle was a lot of Segway tours.
I always remember that every time I've ever seen downtown Atlanta, and I watched one of the during Dragon Con, I watched one of the Segway Atlanta PD just completely eat the pavement, trying to hop like off a curb that big, and you don't want to laugh, but man, that was like a moment of oh gosh, how do I respond to this in public? Luckily, everyone else started laughing, so I could just escape quickly. But yeah, I didn't realize the Segway over the curb. I guess its thing didn't work, and it just went whoops, dumped him.
It's awful.
Segways are scary, but you know what's not scary is the blood swap. I'm sorry, swap meet tomorrow. It's not a blood swap.
The blood swap.
Please do not swap blood.
So
At the
going
swap
back
meet
to
tomorrow.
don't look back, swapping blood.
Yes. So we've got some stuff going on at the store at the retail location tomorrow. So Bridge folks, as far you can kind of zone out and just look at our pretty faces as we talk here. Sorry, we've got the. I wrote down blood swap, which is why I want to keep saying it.
Blood swap.
every
I'm
time
good with blood swap, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay for-
Josh.
Hey, if you want to pay for your stuff in blood,
She-Hulk reference.
please don't. Yeah.
Back.
Still mad at that guy. It's my
He never takes back. Who doesn't take
hope
back?
Mamble hits him in the face a lot. Anyway, so starting at 10 tomorrow, you got the swap meet and the blood drive. So a couple of notes real quick about that. And I have some notes here from the store. There is still open table space on the high top tables, but it is first come, first serve.
Yep.
So you're going to want to be there
Yeah,
at 10.
that question comes up a lot because we sell tickets for the lower tables, and then when the tickets run out, people are like, "But what if I want to sell stuff and I waffle to the last minute?" Don't waffle to the last minute, and just show up. So, because we will find space, because that's what we do. We will always find space. It's just your guaranteed reserved lower comfortable seats with this chair. You're probably not going to get high tops. Yeah, just sell your stuff really fast so you can go home.
That's true. Sell it for nothing. Just get it out the way. Just leave it on. No, don't leave it on.
Don't even do.
But I do have a note from the store here. It opens at 10. Be there at 10. Please don't be there at 9:45 standing outside the door because they will still be setting up and loading stuff. So 10 o'clock is when you can get in.
It's just really uncomfortable because people just stand at the door like it's like Night of the Living Dead and they're like, oh.
At the mall entrance thing. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so please don't do that. Or if you do it, dress up as a zombie so it's at least thematically appropriate. and
or
everyone can
bring
chuckle.
donuts.
You can also bribe people
You can
there.
always bribe people. I'm very corruptible.
Donuts, coffee.
That's why I love to haunt a mansion. There's a picture of me there in my mortal corruptible form.
Yes, there's
That's a
room
joke
for
for your
one
Disney fans.
more. You
Hey.
know. So yeah, check that out. The Gigabyte Swap thing. If you've been to the Swap meet, it's awesome. It's a really cool place to find lots of just stuff. There was an old school pinball machine thing there one time. Like there's some really neat retro nerd stuff that you can find. As is everybody's 40k armies that are no longer good that they're
Yeah, I'm
selling
trying to
off.
save. I'm trying to save. If I bring my 40k army.
Yes.
If anybody wants a gigantic Crimson Fist army for cheap, just want it gone.
There's always that. The army swap rotation can come around. So if you're playing the army swap meet
I
right
just
now,
want it to go away.
if you're on the stock market right now, I think in terms of Age of Sigmar, I would maybe Ogor's up because they're getting a new book. Git's down because it's Git's. I don't know in 40k because apparently they just released the book and then before it even hit the tables had to nerf it. So.
Yeah, because people whine so much about
Yeah.
it. We whined about it last week.
I don't
about
even
how
know what it
people were
means.
whining.
I don't know what any of the stuff that I'm just enjoying the chaos. Basically, I will get some Leagues of Votan and paint them because they're neat. I like them. I probably won't ever play them. But check out the swap meet to get all that kind of stuff. And I think that's really about it for the blood swap thing. blood drive thing as well. You can sign up at 10. Be there at 10 to sign up if you want to do this. It's awesome. And in fact, last time I have here that they saved over 45 lives, which is really cool.
It was like 45 and a half.
Yeah. Well, one guy's he's still trying. So we got to save that guy. So, but show up at 10 to sign up because it fills up immediately. And basically they go until they're full of blood. And at that point, they can't take any more donations in the truck.
Just sitting there with a
yeah, they're siphoning it out.
I'm all full up.
That's how they get the blood out.
So
Is
they
they
swap
stick
it,
the
yeah.
thing and they siphon it and they put it in the gas tank.
Yeah.
And then you just bleed into the gas tank, right?
Right.
That's right. And then you get a free cookie.
Right.
So sign up for that first so that you can do awesome job of saving lives and being cool. And then you can get your cookie and go back to the swap meet and buy stuff because you will have less blood. And
you could trade for a cookie possibly if someone was hungry.
take your blood cookie.
Yeah.
Try to trade it.
You could trade for your cookie to someone who has low blood sugar. They get their blood sugar up, then they could have enough blood that they could go swap blood.
Yeah.
And they could get a cookie, and therefore they could bring it in, they could swap it in, and that is the circle of life.
I like that you said swap blood too.
Swap blood for cookie.
Yeah, that's how She-Hulk happened.
Yeah.
Swapping blood.
She swapped blood for Nookie. But
That's how whatever this next villain is going to be.
uh,
I don't know who he is. I'm confused. I'm racking my comic book name knowledge to figure
Jen
out who
says
this
you're a
character
Chaos
is.
Lord, by the way.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
Alex says Gitz always down, which I'm very angry about.
Yeah, that's true. I was listening to a show and they were like, the joke is when someone figures out how Gitz can win respectably, that's when the new edition comes out.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what happened, actually.
Should never win fairly.
No.
Should always be surprised about you and your opponent.
Yes.
I often roll dice, I'm like, ha!
That's how I like to play war games, is just pushing stuff and going, I don't know.
I always remember, my favorite part of playing Warhammer was I played a guy once and he had a unit of, it was either 12 or 14 Khorne warriors, it was old fantasy, with halberds. And he attacked a unit of goblins. And so I think it was like 3 attacks each at strength 5, so he was hitting on 3s and he was wounding on 2s and I had no armor. But it was in the old edition, so you had your parry save.
Yeah.
The goblins. And he did like 14 wounds, I passed 13 saves.
You had one goblin in the front, just like Keanu Reevesing all the swords out of the way.
Literally, he only, because he's chaos, he had a banner, he had a rank, and he had a kill. And because I was goblins, I did no damage.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I mean, on 5s, wounding on 5s. But he had a banner, a rank, and 1 wound. I had 3 ranks and goblins, and a banner. So I won. He lost his frenzy because it's old edition. He fled and ran, I ate him.
Nice.
Goblins.
Korn immediately looks away. Like,
Yeah,
those
they're all
I'm
like,
sorry.
why? What?
Can you imagine that you're a Kornite warrior and you're killed by a 2-foot-tall, cracked-out green man who's just on LSD and stabbing
Oh,
wildly?
I perfected that. I perfected that of like having a skirmish line of crappy goblins. There were 60 points for 20 archers. And you'd have them just out enough that you would guarantee that unless you double wand your roll, as soon as like Bretonian Knights or something got near you, you'd release him. If you rolled a 3, you would hit the unit in front of you, damage them, go through and sit right in front of him. So when they complete their charge against your goblins, they had to stop on the fanatics, which did 2d6 damage instead of 1d6 damage. And you just watch the units of Bretonians just evaporate. And you do 60 points of goblins and be like, haha.
They evaporate.
Except the one time when you failed your panic and then your whole army runs away.
Yeah, or you put them too close to an orc unit, and then they fought, and then...
Well, they all fight anyway. Every turn you had to roll to
Yeah.
see if the animosity.
That was my favorite part about watching people play that army, was like, your whole army might just decide to not listen to you and have their own war. And
I think I
you're
did
just...
it
That's a
once.
zero-player game.
I did play a game once where I had like 9 units and 8 of them animosity.
Yeah.
So the one unit
So
just
their
went,
whole army's
and
not
army
doing
went,
anything.
I've had games where my general got killed by a cannonball in the first round.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Skarsnik can't look out, so when he gets hit by a cannonball, he eats said cannonball.
And that was always my favorite, playing the old Grand Alliance Death when Age of Sigmar rolled over. Was like, all right, here's my Death army. Oh, you shot my Necromancer. Good night.
Yeah,
That he apparently does not know how to get out of the way of that.
yeah. That's
Gets to the New York Jets of AOS. I think the Jets have more support, man. I think the Jets have like a marketing department.
maybe if the Jets weren't in New Jersey, they'd be better.
Yeah, like the New York Red Bulls.
See, I knew that.
New
I knew
Jersey.
a football reference.
And I made another football reference.
Oh, sports ball.
Sports ball. Let's start. Good night. Sticky notes are all over the place.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna play some sports ball music.
Oh, I was going to throw it to sports, but then sticky notes got caught in my hand. And also, we don't have a sports department. So none of that was going to work. All right. So we've gone through all the stuff we have to do for Swap Meet. These are our notes on here. They're done. We're out of them. We're on to the last one, which is what I wanted to, the main topic to pick your brain on today, which is 6 seasons and a movie of Community, and which character you think you're most like? I like to see myself as a Jeff Winger type, but I really know I'm more of an Abed if I'm being honest.
I've
You're
watched 3 episodes.
Oh, now I out-reference you! That's not what we're talking about today. And we're talking about the community, because in the whole 15 years of Gigabytes, 15 years, of the store, of the culture and everything, we talked a little bit about this last time. We didn't talk as much about building the community and why that is, if you think that is, I think it is, the thing that made the store work so well. Besides smart financial planning and having good products and locations.
So community,
and stuff like
got
that. Yeah. So, but community is something that, coming from someone who was a player who was introduced to this place and had terrible experience with wargaming places before, like legitimately was told I could not play because my dwarfs were not painted well enough, and me at like
What store was that?
12, I was 12. Its store's way dead.
Name
now.
the store.
It was in Cobb County somewhere.
Name it.
I don't remember. I was
Name it.
12.
Shame it.
I will. Well, they're out of business. So yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But some old man told me that I couldn't play Warhammer with my little army because it wasn't painted well enough, and I went away from wargaming for like 10 years after that because it was not fun. But yeah, but you might. It wasn't far from where we are right now. I think.
Was it on Sandy Plains Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember its name, but I know.
I bought my first Warhammer miniature in that store when I moved to the States.
Mm-hmm.
It was a librarian. It was a metal librarian. He had a book, a sword. It was a staff. Can't remember. And I stood at the counter for 15 minutes and was ignored completely.
Yeah.
Outraged.
Yeah. So Gigabytes doesn't do that. Because when I went to Gigabytes, I had some friends that were like, no, trust me, the wargaming thing, it's better here. You don't just have to play Floorhammer with your 3 friends. You can, because that's what we were doing. We were just playing at our house. And you can go and play in a community, which is scary, because going into a community of gamers in a competitive setting like that, you're like, am I going to show up and have everybody just be like, look at this nerd, get out of here?
I mean, you will.
Yeah. Some. And you might get your teeth kicked in a little bit, but it's different at Gigabytes, because you actually want to keep playing, and like every community event we have is packed, it seems. So how'd you do that? How'd you make that community happen?
Yeah.
All right, that's the clue. I can't wait to see what the auto captions do for whatever that was.
Giving away the secret sauce.
Well, not all of it.
I think it's just being open. I mean, I think it's just honestly just providing a space where people are comfortable. Mm-hmm. So having a bright lit store that's not like a dungeon. That store you mentioned, I do remember walking in. It was very, very dim.
It was
like, like the lights are off, so you're just dealing with natural light in a long box. Whereas at Gigabytes, we have pretty bright lighting, bright colors. There's a lot of different things, because a lot of it is retailing, right? So it's not just you have to be open to people coming in. So you have to be welcoming to everybody. Mm-hmm. And this is a big thing that comes up actually a lot. Is like, don't be welcome to some people because they're horrible people. But sadly, you got to be open. Open to everybody until they prove to you that they're horrible people.
Yeah.
And then you have to remove. Then you have to be very, very firm in your decisions and removals. So we've only ever banned 7 people from the store, so that's one every 2 years, and we've given them every chance to be involved and be in the store. But when they do something egregious enough to be banned, you have to come down hard. So you have to curate your community pretty well, so you can't like just allow anyone to play. We had an issue recently with an Age of Sigmar tournament where someone was causing trouble in another state. You know what I'm referring to. And
anyone watching from my show knows what we're talking about.
We had to make the decision before the event would even happen that this person was not banned from the store because he hadn't done anything in the store, so we still be welcome, but not welcome for the events.
Right.
And then they pretty much self-banned themselves by the responses and stuff.
Which is usually how the broken stairs will kind of take care of themselves. And that's usually
what happens, right? Yeah. So you have, like, if you have someone who's, if someone's kind of gross or there's certain things like, if someone smells bad, you can't really ban someone from smelling bad, right? You can try leaning towards them and you invite them and eventually they ban themselves. But that's not something to ban or kick someone from a store, which what some stores will do.
Yeah.
But if they're stealing or cheating or, I don't know, taking on paint commissions, taking the money and then never painting and not refunding.
Sounds pretty terrible to me.
Sounds pretty terrible to me too.
Yeah. That
person gets banned. And it is something that did happen.
That sounds. It was a very specific example for you.
I'm not going to name names, but I mean, like this, and that's the cases where we we curate and people understand with Gigabytes that that's how it's going to be. You are welcome. Everybody's welcome. Nobody's going to be judged or held by how they are or what they are. But if they step out of line, they will be firmly dealt with.
Yeah.
So we don't get many people who step out of line because of that.
And I think because also coming from the community side of it, the community polices that in a
and
really
the community and the
good way
because the community
for it to
knows
happen.
that that's how the store will be. The community will also police it and be careful and work with each other. It's like, hey, it's an open, welcome place.
Yeah.
So that's like it's a big aspect. I mean, there's lots of different ways that it matters. It also matters of having product, right? You can't build a community with no product.
It's true.
So we always say, hey, if you're going to have a game, as soon as there's a community, we'll have it. Like Conquest is an example.
Mm-hmm.
Brought in a game, no community, got rid of the game. Community started to form. Hardcore brought back in the product again. Now the community's growing.
Yeah. I've seen people play.
So we've done that for years and years. And so it's curating the product lines to grow the communities that are showing growth. And again, though we don't strictly weed out people, if a community is also a bad community, we do remove that.
Yes.
So we do remove certain games if a community is not growing in a good way and that they are just negative.
It happens.
It
Sometimes
happens.
a game,
It
an IP will get dominated by a certain type of people or player and culture, and it gets stuck, and you can't get it out, and it's just that's where it is now.
Like Jen says, she's a horrible experience at SG. I don't know what SG is. When I was first getting back to Magic, I never wanted to go back. Or saying, oh, SG's, super game. Saying horrible stuff to staff out getting back. Staff is a red line. You abuse my staff, you're out. I don't care what happens.
I've always said that if you're abusing retail staff, you're
There was a few
Just
memes
the
popping
worst.
around the Bridge warehouse because we had a meeting on Monday, and I said I made an emotional comment about being family. So there's like Dominic Toretto things, but it is a thing that Gigabytes are family, and you don't come after family.
It's true.
Especially don't come after an Irishman's family.
That is actually great. Yeah,
Like
that's
a
real.
rabid dog.
That's real. And you never stop.
So yeah,
fighting.
we will ban you for that. Yeah, only times I've ever I've been sitting in the back working and I've heard someone being rude to staff is jumped out of the seat and up to the front and shoved the staff out of the way. Get out of the way.
Throw them. Respect them. After you throw them out of the way. Be polite to my staff. Shut up. Be polite to my staff.
Hashtag not a cult, says Alex.
It's not a cult
Not a cult.
because we pay taxes.
It's true.
So technically not a
True.
religious institution.
Wait, if we became a cult, I wouldn't have to pay tax.
Can we start a wellness retreat where I can fight a matador?
Are you saying that you are man bull?
I would like to just do that all
I
day.
think my nose is bigger, so I can be man bull.
You can be a member. All right. Well, my dad wasn't a vampire, so
I don't know if that guy's a vampire.
I don't know. The whole time I kept waiting for him to do anything except just be awkward, and it was great because he didn't do anything but be awkward.
It was good.
It was good.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here's a hot rumor.
Hey, Noah was born with better soccer skills than me. Let me tell you, better ankles because my ankles are like two limp spaghetti noodles right now.
Well, he hasn't been running around on it his whole life.
True.
So
Running on the side.
that's not. He has a very Cronenberg way to run, isn't it? Just legs flopping behind you.
Not like a soccer injury to give you some good body horror.
Oh yeah. Gross.
But anyway, yeah, community. And so I mean, there's various ways that we carry the product, we promote the product, we have an open, we have a bright, we keep the store clean,
And the champion system too.
and we have the
That's a
champs-
really
and
big
yeah,
part of
we
that.
and we promote to grow the events that we want to grow and have because that's the other thing is right. So I can pop on and I can be like, hey, look, this game is great. You should buy this game. It's available at Bridge. So now I know there's retailers watching my stream.
Yes.
And also Gigabytes. But if I do it, I'm shilling. Right? This is me shilling. It is literally me shilling. I do not deny I'm trying to shill a product. By putting this on the screen, I'm shilling. So if you come into my store, whether I care or not, which I do care, but I want you to have your best experience and best game and best everything. No matter what I do, is I'm shilling.
Mhm.
I'm trying to sell to you. Because my aim goal as a store is to make money. Surprise, retail stores want to make money.
Wow, that's insane.
Sorry.
What?
Retail stores should want to make money.
And if
There are
anyone's
a lot of
like,
stores who don't follow that mantra, and it's really annoying.
and if anyone is upset about hearing that, think about what you would do when that store isn't there because it didn't make money. You'd pay more probably and
Oh,
have
yeah.
no place to go play the games and people to meet,
Well, yeah, like
all that kind of
well,
stuff.
there's a give and take, right? Stores want to make money. So before I get to the actual point I was making, stores want to make money, and in return, with the money they make for charging reasonable margins, they should be offering something back to the community.
Mhm.
So Gigabytes, yeah, we don't deep discount. But in return, we put that back into paying our staff better wages, having a brighter store, having lights that work, having bathrooms that work. Even though I think one of our urinals broke yesterday.
You're almost haunted. I swear,
haunted.
It's a spooky movie in there.
Carrying product, carrying lines, doing stuff like the swap meet, and having the blood drive. Doing something like the 15th anniversary party where we're going to have a live singer.
I threw the sticky note away too early.
As opposed to a dead singer. But having live music.
Hold on, was that an option?
Spooky season.
But
like having like, I think we have a bouncy castle. I think we have like, I don't know if we have an animal farm, petting zoo. But we're going to have
a bunch of pigs walking around
to
making
give back
political
for parties.
decisions.
We don't charge an entry fee for that. So I mean, that's stuff you're trying to give back. But to go back, like if I say this stuff to you, I'm just trying to make a buck, right? But so we have the Champions program, and that's people who are actually deeply into the game, excited about it, and positive. We have to have good champions, not bad champions.
Very much so. Speaking as a former champion myself.
And we do reward them. I mean, champions get a discount off the product, off the game of their choice after a while, which we have to do again. We do get their portrait put up in the store.
Yeah.
So like Kai is a goblin lord.
Kai is gets.
Mackenzie is an Escher champion, and Mark Buffington was an admiral, I think. Jamie Naismith was an imperial, a rebel officer. So like different, so they do the portraits, and that's done for them. But by having those outside community, they're actually players, members of the community who are promoting their joy and love of the game, which shows other people, hey, this exists. It's a positive community. I can get into this. There's a guy running events. He's not a shill for the company, you know, because he's doing things of his own free will. And our only requirement to be a champion is to run an event like once a month or once a quarter. I can't even remember anymore. It's very easy.
Yeah, and I think the brief time I was doing it before I just went ahead and got hired was I was doing the champion stuff, and it was a lot of teaching games and stuff like that for people that were interested in Age of Sigmar that wanted to see just a round of how it worked and talk about.
Well, it helps as well because you have a set day.
Stuff.
Like it's so, especially in Atlanta. I don't know about other cities, but in Atlanta, it's like horrible to drive around.
Yeah.
Horrible. Like you go 5 minutes.
Welcome to Atlanta.
So you have to know, well, if I'm going to drive an hour from the east side to Gigabytes, which you should drive an hour from the east side to Gigabytes. Don't worry about any place over there. Just come to us. Shilling again. You want to know that there are going to be people there. There's going to be an event there. There's a reason you just didn't waste basically 2 hours of your life because you had to drive there and drive back.
Yeah.
So the champions allow you to do that because they have their set events. They have their they're organized. Stuff's going on. And it helps just build a community.
And it does. And those are important, I think, because when you have a retail staff, there's no possible way they could know.
By the way, I don't know about you, but the subtitles are stuck on completely eat the pavement.
Sweet. Cool. That was my cop segue story.
Apparently we've been completely eating the pavement for the last few hours.
That's where Atlanta PD shut the feed down. We just don't know it yet. They're outside. It's that guy.
But yeah, so I mean, there's various ways. It's not easy to build a community. Like, it's not just a matter of putting Koi Garden on a shelf and being like, it's here now, community.
Yeah.
Right? Like, games die that way. You can bring in the entire range of Batman available at British distribution today and put it on your shelf, and it'll do nothing, and you'll be like, why did I buy this? You told me this was great. And we're like, it is great. The models are great. The rules are great. The game's great. Did you do anything? You have to do stuff.
That's the thing, because otherwise what people are doing, and I'm in the Batman groups, they're buying the models, they're going home, and then they're painting them and playing it like their house or their friend's house or something.
Or more likely, they're buying them and painting, and then they're lamenting that no one plays. And there's nothing worse than killing a community than vocal negativity.
Yes.
So if someone goes, I bought these things, but no one ever shows up to play, what do I do? So instead of that person actually going, who wants to play a game? They say, nobody ever plays this game. And that kills it.
That's right then, is that moment where you decide if you're going to be a Giga champion or not.
So I do, like, for example, I go into Discord. I hate Discord because it's just a massive messages. And I go into each group and I type Giga. And it brings up a search of anything that mentions Giga. And I will respond to anything that is negative with the actual answer. So when people are negative, I'll be like, no, that's not actually correct. You do this, this, this. And that's, pruning and curating the community because you're trying to cut out that negativity. You're cutting off the bad rosebuds.
Yes. The little bonsai tree, just a little snip. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it works.
Mr. Miyagi told me how to do it. Cobra Kai is amazing, by the way, new season.
It's still, I got to finish something else. I have
so
too many
good.
things going on right
So
now.
good.
I'm starting to mix up things in my head from all the series.
So you have to, but you as a store, you have to have, and we found having the champions really helps that. And keeps that positive because you can't constantly.
You looked at Travis's message.
I did look at Travis's message. I'll have to get to it.
Thanks, Travis. But yeah, you're right. It's not something that just happens. And people talk about organic community growth, and I see a lot of this on the marketing side for like retailers and stuff. That's not a real thing per se. Organic growth is good, but you have to seed it. Literally, you can't grow organic plants unless there's a seed in the ground.
Yep.
What you're talking about is planting the seeds and tilling the soil. And this is a very long metaphor to say you have to do that kind of stuff to have that community be able to start growing itself.
Yep.
And you get to the point where you can put Kai in front of the Age of Sigmar stuff, and he's going to be able to take care of it.
Yep.
Because you trust him and he knows what he's
It
doing.
allows you to have experts.
Yeah.
So Travis is saying, what do you do about stores that gotten rid of play space and put in retail instead? It sold well during the pandemic. Do you think the sales will continue in getting rid of spaces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It is a good question. Yes and no.
Giga kind of did, too.
We did. So when the pandemic started, we actually slashed all of our D&D tables. And
then we folded them and put them away. After we
slashed
slashed them.
And so that space has never come back, right? We used to be able to have, 28 tables of D&D, 28 double tables, and now we're down to like 14.
All to the front of where the
because the retail did matter. Or the retail sales mattered and allowed us to expand it. At that point, I feel like you're different. There's two different types, right, of business. There is that straight focused retail. You'll hear certain people who are very vocal on the internet, Jeff, talk about being a pure retail experience. And he makes lots of good points. I watch Jeff every Saturday. He knows I do, because he does make good points about being a pure retail experience. Someone who wants to go out and shop, but then you need to look at what is happening in that area because you don't have as much control over what you're doing. Right, in my opinion, it's less important with Magic board games. I'm trying to envision Millennium Games in my head, and I know it's a super amazing, bright store with an insane amount of products, board games, and like you have like 20 something long feats of singles, right? So you were there. I don't know what Travis's miniatures games looks like. I know you were heavy miniatures at one point.
Because they were made of lead.
But I feel like once you go to full retail, it does change the experience, and you are more focused on turn rates and picks and having the right product and having to do a lot more online research and hope that people are picking up, bringing it home and playing in their game or playing in their garage. But I feel like you have no control then over how the game is in the area, right? So there's a give and take. How much do you gain by turning into retail space solely, and how much do you lose by not having a miniature place? And don't get me wrong, play space may not work everywhere, right?
Right.
It works for Gigabytes because you come into Gigabytes, we also sell food.
Yes.
So we have our food and beer, and you buy a burger and a beer, well, that's $15, and then you buy a miniature, and that's $25, $35.
I was like, what?
And then you're a $50 average, right? So you look at like a $50 average sale. Then you have to look at if you can go back and look. If you are a retail store that used to have play space, and hopefully you have the data, see what was your average sale per person, and then you look at it now as it's pure retail. What is your average sale? And is it better? You can actually see, and what products have come and gone. Because, like, I don't think a store that's pure retail could carry Batman. I keep saying Batman because it's right there.
Yeah, it's right off camera behind us is that stack of Mr. Freeze.
Not getting retail killed War Machine. War Machine died. Everything kind of went away, and they took away retail, and they took away all their events, and the whole game just went, well, play this. It was a competitively based game. If you don't have a place to play, it doesn't live.
Yeah. If you're talking about looking at like how much money this product line is going to make, and take Batman for example, because it's right in front of us and it's bright yellow and black. If you just stock it as pure retail, you'll make X amount of money off of those sales. If you stock it as retail, but you have some game space where you can do a demo day a couple of times, get people interested, and build that community, you're going to have a sustainable line of revenue from that, basically. And it's getting real markety speak for 11:52 in the the morning. But basically,
11:52 already.
It is. It's an investment. And
sorry,
if you invest,
I'm reading Travis' response.
Oh, you're good. That's a big one. Yeah. If you invest in the community, you're going to have a bigger yield at the end of that financially because you're going to build people who are going to keep coming back and playing the game. Here's a case in point. Batman. I bought one kit and I was like, "This is cool. I'm going to go build it. I'm not going to buy any more until I play the game." But if I play the game, I'm the kind of person that will own every single faction over time because I want to play everything in there.
Yeah.
So you build that up.
So. Yeah, it definitely does, and it changes how you are. Like Travis makes a good point. He said, I was trying to read it because like usually when people say we put our foot on the brakes, and I was like, does he mean the same thing? But he's saying gas by accident. So it sounds like you ramped up your events because you went straight retail, which we did.
Yeah.
We did at Gigabytes. We cut off all events for like a year and a half. No, not a year. About a year. It was like it was June the year after when we took off mass. We started events back probably November, December 2020.
They were
So
light
about
events, yeah.
9 to 10 months we didn't do events, and we went to a pure retail, and we did get a lot of people. We saw sales go, but it was hard to judge. I didn't see a large increase in my per average sales, because while I sold more in retail, I lost in food and bev. But I also had less staff for a little while because they were furloughed and were gone again.
That's gonna yeah, who knows?
And but so for me, it was better having like there's different factors. I saw the same average sales, but I know food and bev has a higher margin.
Mm-hmm.
But then also with food and bev, I have more staff. So it's like there's personal choices. Why I was able to bring back more staff by having food and bev and having a kitchen, because I didn't have kitchen staff.
Sounds like a worker placement board game you've designed. Gigabytes, the board game.
And so you and then, but you have the retail. Like the pandemic was good in a way to have and bring more people who were looking for board games and stuff. And as you said, you got a lot of new eyes, and then you started doing events. And you say when you start going back to regular vacations, we're no longer top of mind. But
Top of the morning to you.
that's where I would say the advantage of the events and community comes in, right? Because if you are pure retail, right, you can be as beautiful as you want, great as you want, but if I'm traveling from out of town and I see your $50 board game on the shelf, I can go, well, yeah, I'll probably have that in my place at home. And then it leads to the issues. What's having, I'm looking at rival restaurants. What's beating me buying rival restaurants to you when I can go to Target and buy it for less?
Yep.
And then you start fighting that, and you start getting into the more nitty gritty, and then you got to really get analytical and granular, and staff and turns and stuff. It's just horrible. But like as you're saying, you do a $10 board game event. People know, I'm going to go to Millennium Games in Rochester, New York, every week on a Wednesday or I don't know what day your board game night is, and pay my $10 and get it, and it keeps going, and then they're just going to go buy because they're there,
Yeah.
And it does keep you top of mind. And as you said, I said this last week, people need to get used to paying for things. People have been trained for too long that stuff is free when it shouldn't be free, or are expecting discounts. And they paid $35 for a Dave and Buster's without thinking. I mean, I love Dave and Buster's. I could play House of the Dead all night long.
Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking of
Look
bad
out.
food and some 50-year-old woman that won't leave me alone, but that's
yeah,
my Dave and Buster's
amazing.
experience.
I always think of the tendies. So, the chicken tendies.
Yeah. I know what you Wait, I never mind.
So,
I was about to ask if there's
having
another
that
tendies. I don't
community,
know.
I think in an overall, more so than just the money aspect, which you are there to make money, it is building you as a center of a third place, right? It's building you as a place that people want to go. People think about. They think about when they're at home, right? You're lying in bed and they're thinking about you.
You're thinking about us all the time.
It's great.
We know.
I mean, like being European, or to be honest, being in Atlanta these days, I lie in bed and I think about soccer, right? A lot of Atlanta people do, because our Atlanta United is a pretty great team, and they, like, that's an example in sports of a team that just came up and just built a community, right? Atlanta United, everyone bloody loves them in the city, even though they've been garbage for 2 years.
Well, Atlanta's teams needed something.
But
they took our Thrashers.
But that's what you want to be with the store. That's what building a community does. Is that when you're sitting at home, you're wearing the shirt, you're thinking about it, you're thinking, oh, I'll go there, and you're excited to go there the next day, rather than otherwise. If you become straight retail, oh, I really want to get a copy of Koi Garden available at Bridge Distribution, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or you just pop on Amazon. Oh, I'd love that game. And instead of you thinking, can't wait to go to Gigabytes this weekend, I'll pick up a copy of Koi Garden, you go, I would love a copy of Koi Garden, I'll go on Amazon and buy it. That's the difference. That's what community does for your store. It really is building you top of mind where you are. Enjoy my ramble.
What people are thinking when they see an advertisement for Koi Garden, and they're going, "Oh, I wonder if Giga has that," instead of, "Oh, let's go to Amazon."
Travis' last comment is exactly what I just rambled about. I promise you, I actually didn't look at your message because I have to expand it to be able to read it. If industry go back to boxes on shelves and people can get product for cheaper in 2 seconds, a cell phone, value promise consumer. Literally, that's what I just said. Like, if the idea of a community is me thinking, I want to go here and buy this game, rather than I just want this game. You have to add that extra piece of the sentence. It's all about adding on the experience, the story. If you want to call the experience being that extra long sentence.
Yes.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
So.
It's what makes your value as a consumer where you go, okay, I could get this GW stuff online.
Travis is going on bridge
Or I
right
could
now.
go in.
Is this on the website yet?
Yeah, it should be.
Go, phew.
Yeah.
Tell me if the checkout system's working because I installed a one-click checkout through Bolt to try to fix that weird issue where it was spinning forever eternally.
Yeah.
That was a pain.
I think we gotta wait for Chrome to fix that issue. With
But
the
it wasn't just Chrome,
theme.
it was everything.
I don't know.
Because we're bridge, we're very inept sometimes.
Because sometimes the thing just breaks and you go, I don't know what any of this is. We probably should not be in charge of real bridges.
Yeah.
It's good that we don't
Really,
do that.
in the end, community is all about taste making, right? That's because Jen just said something about it, always contacting us, right? She contacts us first because we are the tastemakers in the game. And proper community building is positive taste making, right? It's not just dumping a bag of Skittles in your mouth, it's picking out all the purple ones because they're the best. It's a lie, the red ones are the best.
I don't know that I have a Skittles preference.
They just all taste like sugar.
Yeah, they just taste like that beat us to me.
But
Sour
it is
Skittles.
proper community, and it does take a lot of work and growing and trying to not be overbearing, while also you have to listen and know what people want. You have to what's the word? Anticipate what people want.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look and see what's coming, and will this work? Will this not work? And depending on the size of your store, it can be easier or harder. Like Gigabytes is a huge store, so we just shock and blast it. Right?
Yeah.
We're like 5 new games. Which one worked? Take these ones away.
Yeah.
And you curate which is a healthy and which is a not healthy, and that's kind of how we do. But otherwise, if you're a smaller store, then you pick. I'm gonna curate a league of So You've Been Eaten available at British distribution, and you curate that you're going to focus on this game. And you'll see it with stores where they buy. Travis knows because I know he does because I've shipped products for him today. Games he thinks are winners are bought heavily, and that's the ones you promote.
Yeah.
So like that new game came out, Flamecraft. That game's absolutely beautiful.
It looks cool.
So that's one we would push heavily at Gigabytes because it's absolutely beautiful. What else did I get recently? I fulfilled Alien Pet Shop from Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That game's cool. I bought 12 copies of it because I want to promote it. But like, I'm trying to think, what game did I get that I got like 80 of it the other day? Because I really like that's a game I really believe in. I look pretty, look cool. And
Is
like,
it a bridge game?
I want to push it. I don't think it was a Bridge game.
Then I don't know. I'm still digging out 400 different SKUs of coins that will soon be
No,
available.
but it was a Kickstarter that I back. Like I do it with Kickstarters, right? Because I want to taste make with Kickstarters. I'll back a lot of Kickstarters and ones I think are really, really good. Ones I think are really good will fund it really well and will turn a high profit margin. I will back every.
Yeah.
So.
And build a community around
Build a community
because you
around
can come get it if you missed it at the Kickstarter. Come get it from Gigabytes. There'll be some people up there to talk to about playing. You can start a game group and that kind of stuff. Because what's the point? Unless you're playing a 0-player game, what's the point of getting these if you don't have people to play with?
Travis, if you want to stock Canada, I will grab a Sharpie at home and I will let Noah draw on the box just for you. I will do that.
Personalized copy. You can let him draw on every card,
Yeah.
the whole box.
Yeah. There actually is. I was told there is a card. I don't know if it's in the core game or it's in somewhere, or it's a downloadable. That is Finn. There actually is a counterattack card called Finn, and I was infuriated by it because it said I was very slow.
Aww.
And I was like, "What pace of 3? What is this? This is outrageous."
Yeah.
Then I tried to play soccer this past Sunday. I'm old and slow.
Oh, it was a
But
card that told your future.
Matt McKean, my sales manager here, he did try to make me feel better after he insulted me by putting me on the right side. He said, "Hey, they're weaker on that side. David, do you mind playing on that side?" First off, insulting. To make me feel better, but he goes,
Hey, that's the guy on crutches. Can you go over to that side?
But today, I think it was today or yesterday, he goes, "But don't worry, you're surprisingly fast for someone who's round."
Oh, God.
It's like, wow.
First off, has he ever met a baseball?
Wow.
Very fast.
Have you ever met a baseball bat?
Sounds like he's about to once we
There's
get
still
off the
60
air.
copies. I love Counterattack. Counterattack is a great game. If you
Yeah.
haven't had Counterattack, published by Gigamet Games and available at British distribution, just gonna shill the crap out of everything today. It is a
Like right out of my reach.
team drafting match day experience.
Yes.
So you draft your team. So there's no like man management tactics and stuff. You draft your team in positions and then you move them on the board. And you have if you have the ball, you only have 3 actions. If you don't have the ball, you have 4 actions to try to take it back. But I love it because it's very realistic. I played against Matt one day and I literally was playing and I'd switch the ball to the other side of the field and I'd switch the ball back and I'd switch the ball back and I just drove him crazy and I was like,
Good. Yeah.
Then I did not score a goal, so it was very true to life.
Do you play for 2 hours and the final score is 1-1?
Actually, it was surprisingly hard to score a goal. I thought because they're little discs. the discs, cubes, not cubes, circular cubes.
Yes, the circle squares.
Circle squares. That it would be easy because you just move around it, but it's actually quite hard.
Oh yeah, I like it because it feels like a military game.
Thirsty
Honestly.
thirsty for Boba Mahjong. Boba Mahjong is on a boat, so it's probably what's it take to get a boat? 30 days out. I see what he's doing. He's about to taste make.
However,
but Boba Mahjong's crazy. $12
Yeah.
at Gigamet Games, made by Tate Wu, who also did Katsudoku. So if you don't have Katsudoku in your store, that game is great. I don't know.
everything's like right out of reach. on this side
But
of the
that's on a
screen.
boat right now. It's absolutely incredible. We went on a boba tea binge because we got Bobatage, and then this week another game picked up from a consolidator to our distributor to retail to stores. It was
Teebles.
Teebles.
It's
Teebles?
that bubble tea game. So
It's that one.
Sabotage is the
This
bubble
one.
tea game.
Oh, it's the
And
one.
this one is that bubble tea game.
And then Boba Mahjong is this bubble tea game.
This bubble tea
Yeah.
game, yes. So soon we're
Okay.
gonna have a bubble tea game. But yeah, so Travis, we actually do have, if you're looking to stock in the kind of adorable bubble tea cat genre, which is growing a lot at Bridge, we actually have some new stuff that's coming up on the site today.
I think we're out of
It's already
Cantankerous
up on
Cats,
there.
though. I wish we had Cantankerous Cats back in stock.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you're looking at this, Cantankerous Cat people,
Yeah,
we
cats.
would like more cats.
If you're looking at cats.
All he did was spam long balls. It was great tactic not scoring. It's great tactic keeping the ball away. And all we do on Sundays is spam long balls. So I don't know what you're talking about. We did lose 6-0. So yeah, you're probably right.
Oh,
I need to get a copy of Dinosaur Tea Party. Yeah, that game's cool. I like that. It's pretty.
yeah.
I'm trying to think what games we arrived into Gigabytes recently that were really cool. I haven't been there in like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah,
It's still there, I
it's been
think.
very busy here.
I know.
It's been very busy.
Yeah, so to pull slight thing back, we have got some work going on the Bridge side.
We
with all
do.
these
We can't talk
fulfillments.
about.
No, I'm just
we
talking about the
can't-
fulfillments. Like,
The fulfillments. Is
yeah,
big.
we are getting a lot of Kickstarter. So if you've got Kickstarters coming to you,
I mean, the
in
cat's
next-
going to be out of the bag anyway. By the time people
Oh,
actually
yeah.
receive their copies, they'll know. But yeah, we got.
We're putting cats in the bag.
I think we're fulfilling
Everyone.
3 Kickstarters simultaneously right now.
Mhm.
So we're fulfilling 3. I can't talk about Draw Lab just arrived, but we have to sort that. That leads me to another ramble I can talk about. If anyone has looked at my Facebook page recently, oh my god, I'm very angry about that.
I prepared
Yeah,
props.
we are very excited to be doing fulfillment of Bridge and trying to do a lot of stuff that helps the industry.
Yes.
And one thing we're very dedicated about is our level of service and being reachable and how we pack boxes. So if anyone's seen my Facebook, they would have seen boxes that were absolutely pallets of annihilated product arrive. Like it was shocking.
It
to receive.
looked like the pallets had been having a Hell in a Cell fight the
Yeah,
entire way over.
yeah. And the
then
problem
it's
is
just-
they were pallets of coins. And so this
Are coins
company,
heavy?
that fulfilled to it, that moved them to us, when they packed them, they didn't seal any of the boxes that you were around. So we are fulfilling this Kickstarter, but we are delayed because we now have to dig through every single box, find all the lost pieces, figure out which packs and boxes and clamshell they go back into.
400-ish different items.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And so like it's something with fulfillment when you're working with a company, whether a company has a great big name, like we're working with companies, as I said, that are selling to us and we're distributing, and the companies that we bought this from, they're amazing, really nice people. You haven't paid me, so I'm not going to name it. Well, pay me for my sponsorship,
Yeah.
please. And then there's companies that are, named in the industry and just don't care. And like one thing we want to be very sure when we're at Bridge is that we care, that we're taking good care of products, taking good care of shipments. Again, community, right? So trying to build that idea that of Gigabytes is a community. I'm going to put it this way because I'm clinking it near the mic.
You can tell they're real metal coins.
Well, there's no reason a community shouldn't exist in logistics and fulfillment.
Absolutely.
So we want to build a trust and build an open and make sure that we're shipping secure boxes, shipping good products. Any issues are swiftly dealt with. When you contact us, you're actually talking to us, and you can literally just talk to me
Yeah. And we go fix the problem. if
and
there
go
is
fix the
one.
problem if there is one, or find out if there isn't a problem, explain why it is not a problem. So we received these pallets the other day, and they're absolutely annihilated. But we're getting that worked through. But we're working on a lot, like 3 simultaneous Kickstarters. That's going to be another one. We just got confirmation of another one arriving in a few weeks. There's another one arriving in a few weeks.
Oh God.
Postscriptum. Yeah, Shogun ni Nagana?
Sure.
Katana?
Shogun Nagash.
But
We have one coming in about 2 weeks, one coming in the beginning of November, and one coming in the beginning of
Yeah, so it's gonna be busy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be busy.
So it's busy stuff.
But no, like, I mean, as a company, we're very, very excited with a lot going on with Bridge. We're really growing, making waves, as they say. Also making enemies, I hear. But no, we're really excited with the partners that we have and who we're working with and getting stuff going. And hopefully, no more pallets arrive that look like bloody Godzilla walked by and just chomped down on them.
Sat on them and then continued walking. Yeah. That was a lot of fun to receive that and just stick my hand into a pallet and pull out like just a handful of unsorted
Well, it's
coins.
bad when you have that and then you look at a pallet you built right beside it and you're like, how? It's literally easier to build it correctly than it is to just try. How to name a box, have a case for a product, and then put 5 different products in that case, but not put the product that belongs in that case. Which means you probably had to take the product out of the case, then take 5 random products and throw them in the case.
Put them in there, yeah.
Then shake it so they're all mixed up.
Right, and then make sure the sticker that says what is in that box is facing inside the pallet, so that you have to dig through 3 levels to get to that particular thing. That's what I thought.
Freight damage is a constant pain. Freight damage is a constant pain, but this was not caused in transit. Let me just say, it was not a transit problem.
No, they did an office space on the pallets.
But in the wise words of Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that. Not really. If you want to talk to me in private,
we could probably talk about that a lot, yeah.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to tease that we're going to have some big Bridge news here, maybe around like what's behind us or where we're sitting and all that stuff in a couple weeks or maybe a month or 2. We'll see. But there's something big coming for the Rambles.
Nice.
Big.
I don't even know what it is. I don't even know.
But it's coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some fun stuff here. So stay tuned, all 10 of you. Wow, most viewers when we're about to leave.
I know. What is next show? Next show we're going to PAX.
We're going to PAX.
Gigamac will be at PAX if I pay.
These guys
have to pay.
Yes.
We'll be at PAX.
We will be at PAX Unplugged in beautiful Philadelphia in the winter from December 2nd through 4th.
Very excited for December in Philadelphia.
Ooh boy! So the spit just freezes as they shoot it at you as you're walking by. Just little icicles. So Philly was the place that beat up that robot. You remember that hitchhiked all the way across?
That was Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
I thought it was Philadelphia. It was Philly.
Was it Philly?
Yeah, it was Philly. If it happened in America, it's Boston or Philly. It's one of those.
It's true. I've never been to Boston.
It's true. But yeah, so that's I'm looking forward to it. So if you're going to be anywhere at that, definitely come check out our table booth. We have a massive booth
I might be
at this point.
I said I was going to be, which means there's a chance I might be.
Well, I hope so. Unbook his flight. All right.
Oh. But other than that, that's the only show we're doing for the rest of the year, and then we start planning for next year, I think.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff like that, with a lot of trade show, a lot of local
God,
things
if we're lucky,
well.
we'll have Boba Mahjong will be there at the show.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
Boba Mahjong, one card dungeon. One card dungeon is amazing. If you haven't clicked send on that order yet, Travis, one card dungeon is definitely worth looking at because that game sells.
It is fun.
$15 solo game. It's solo, right? It's solo. That's the solo one. I don't know. There's 3 Blue Collection games. One's a solo, one's a party, and one's a 2-player. So, aha!
They're all. This one is a solo.
That's solo.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was
one
solo.
card dungeon.
One card, one player.
Check it out. It's awesome. That's the damaged copy.
That's the damaged copy. Don't
so
worry.
I can do that already.
You won't receive that copy.
Anything I pull from over here is the damaged copy. So we're just.
Hey, I usually
just write name on it.
I usually come from the right because I'm damaged.
Oh.
Anyway.
I think we've done some rambling.
Yeah, we've done some rambling. I feel like episode 3, we got a little more focus.
Right.
We didn't talk about Thor for 20 minutes.
No, we haven't talked about Andor, so I'm going to save that one.
The less said, the better.
What?
Because it makes people angry because it's crap.
Okay. What?
There we go.
And cut. So definitely the swap meet thing tomorrow. Check it out. Not before 10. At 10. I've been asked to really specifically please ask people not to show up at 9:40.
If you can come at 9:40, you can just sit in your car, like get yourself some like QT coffee, maybe like
walk one
of those McDonald's like biscuit thingies that are really tasty. Actually, get a Chick-fil-A one because they're even better. And just just relax, enjoy the day, enjoy the sun. It's Georgia in the fall, so it's probably not like skin meltingly hot anymore.
It'll be. I think it's supposed to be like a high of 74.
Yeah,
so it's nice.
Just in your car.
It's nice.
Listen to some like I don't know what do kids listen to these days.
I have no
Post
idea.
Malone or something.
I have no idea. They discovered this band called Metallica on Stranger Things. It looks pretty cool. I was going to check it out after the show.
Overrated. I don't think they'll go anywhere.
Oh really? Yeah. I think they got like 2-3 albums maybe.
Yeah, nobody likes puppets anymore.
That's true.
Who wants to be a master?
We're gonna get out of here and ride that lightning. So let's get out of here. Let's
Hey,
go do some more.
yeah, we will grab dinner. Travis is gonna be let's grab dinner, Travis.
Let's do it.
Have your people call my people.
Yeah, Justin, you're right. Something Philly did kill the robot.
Oh.
I don't know how to.
No.
We don't have a sign off.
Song.
We don't have a sign off for the.
Philadelphia
We need a
kills the
sign off
robot
thing.
No? Okay.
That's what we can do. Is that the sign off
That's
thing?
pretty much
The
it.
sign off thing is
That's all I
goodbye.
got. Just do an Irish goodbye and just leave.
Oh,